What's going on YouTube? Ron Vibes back with you today with a new video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get right into the video. So in terms of the best 50 player to take for your team that's free from the solo challenges, it's going to be from one of these 3 weeks, in my opinion. This is my opinion. You could go off someone else's or your own personal judgment, but there's no one better than these 3 weeks right here. Let's go to week 13. Look at your options. You've Sean Taylor, Larry Allen, and Gronk. Gronk is like eliminated immediately. You're not gonna want Gronk. He's got great catching, but he's kind of slow. Jonnu Smith is basically way better. Larry Allen, if you want an in-game offensive lineman, I guess, but Sean Taylor is what you're looking at here. He's the gold. Sean Taylor is the best free safety in the game right now, and there isn't a better option. I will say Steve Atwater is really, really close, and he's not that expensive. His legend card is kind of expensive, but he ends up being cheaper than Sean Taylor, and he plays pretty similar. So I would go with that if you're looking for the budget. But this is a great free card to take. The only thing is you're not getting the power up. And my recommendation for when you're choosing these guys is to get the ones that have the free power ups from legend players. Because if you choose Sean Taylor, you're just getting this base card. You then have to pay for the power up off the auction house. Now through here, Dion, Randy Moss, Michael Vick. These three, like, they're incredible. Randy Moss is incredible. I did this set and got him on Christmas Day. He's the best wide receiver in the game. He's incredible. Vic, I pulled out of a pack. Vic's insane. I love him. He's my QB right now. Dion, I recently just got on my team. There's no gameplay yet, but I'll get some. It's hard to get it with defensive players. Deion Sanders was my pick. The reason I chose Deion was because when you pull Deion out of a 50 pack, I mean, my bad, when you pull Deion in general, like, you pick him. That's what I'm saying. The legend power up isn't, it's free. And his legend card itself isn't that expensive. It's a little more now that he has this card, but this is the best corner in the game, and will be the whole entire year. It's an in-game corner. You don't need another one. This is the best corner. Now out of here, this is what makes it difficult because Lawrence Taylor is incredible. In my opinion, he's more impactful than Barry Sanders, but Barry Sanders is just great. Maui's the same thing. Best center in the game. Your choice there. Barry Sanders and Lawrence Taylor are awesome. They're great. I think Lawrence Taylor's got a little more of an impact, and he's also got that legend power up, so it's free. So the set's not worth it. So if you're taking him, it's a good choice. But don't get me wrong, Barry Sanders is great. But if you're gonna get Barry Sanders, you're gonna have to do the set, not your free card. My pick, what I think you should take is Deion Sanders. That is my pick. Like, because now, to be fair, I got Michael Vick out of a pack. Otherwise, it would have been a toss up because Vick also has that legend power up. But I'm taking Deion Sanders any day because there will be better quarterbacks than Michael Vick throughout the year, and there won't be better corners than this Deion. This is the pick you should go with. Now, if you're not going to take that, the only other one I can really recommend is Lawrence Taylor because he has the legend power up. He's the best linebacker in the game. He's incredible. He's incredibly fast. He's he's better than Ted Hendricks, and everyone knows Ted Hendricks in the game right now is great, but Lawrence Taylor's better. I played one game against this Lawrence Taylor, and I got sacked the first two play of the games. I had to put on max protect immediately, and I ended up losing because I couldn't even pass the ball because he was so good. My offensive line, as you guys know, is also horrible. The whole team drop is coming soon. Now, also in this video, I wanted to review the 50 program and talk about what I thought, like if I thought it was good. Now, it's basically the Madden 25 team, the ultimate team. Like if you go play quick play, that's essentially what it is, which isn't a huge deal. but that's what it is. Like, it was pretty easy to guess. Everyone knew what it was. But in terms of the program as a whole, I'm talking about the first weeks too. I think it was a really, really good program. I think there were some key names missing that they probably should have put in here. Peyton Manning being one. I mean, it's the best players in Madden, not the best players overall. If it was best players overall, there'd be names that wouldn't be in here that are, and there would be people that should be in here that are not. Like, example, I think Calvin, right here, should have gotten one of the 95 or 96s. He didn't, though. But that's not the point. He'll get a better card at the end of the year. But overall, I think this program is great, especially the first week. Like, these were the best cards in the game. Like, people still use, where is he? Bush. Calico at the start of the year was the best player in the game for a long time. Graham was decent. Jones, I never got, never used him. Brooks was good for a linebacker. He was great. Dawkins, I never used, and I never used Reggie White either. I only ever used his fresh player when I first started the game. Mays, I used a lot. I actually never got the full card. I only ever used the powered up. I never got his full card because it was always so expensive. But that's what this program's all about because Mays isn't actually the best NFL player. He's not even close to the top 50. But since he plays so well in Madden, he's in this program because he's one of the best Madden cards. Like, he always has been. Shazier, middle linebackers are kind of useless, but if you really like the Steelers like I do, you used him. I'm pretty sure he's like the backup of my team. He's 80 something overall. I need to get him and put him on there. Same with Devin Bush, just to have him. DRC, not the best in real life, but one of the best Maddens of all time. I'm glad Steve Hutchinson was on here because he is one of the best linemen actually of all time, and he's a really good player. And lineman is hard to tell in Madden, but I always know he's been good. Favre is an obvious one, like that was expected. Without Favre, it's not the 50. Cromartie, that was a surprise to me because I never used him in past. Now Vernon Davis was no surprise at all. In past Maddens, he was like the best player in the game. Curse, I used him. He was great. Pace, never used him. LT, I used him a couple times in draft, and I thought he played great, but I felt like there was definitely better running backs, and I liked Bush better. Dante Culpepper was the best quarterback in the game for a while, and like a long time. Like, I used him before I started these videos. He was my quarterback. I then switched to Josh Allen, and I really regretted that switch because don't get me wrong, Josh Allen, that card was really good, but I just couldn't deal with the medium accuracy. Julio, if you have him, you need to keep him because he's going to get one of the best cards in the game at one point. This was the worst drop, like overall. Like, Anthony Barr's not horrible. Jonathan Ogden is the best right tackle, but Gates is not very good. And it just didn't have any big names. But then, the next week they followed up with Brian Finneran, whose card is bad, but he was great in Madden. Champ Bailey's always been great. This card, it's mediocre, but fun to use just to have Champ Bailey. Ed Reed, it's Ed Reed, Ravens theme team. He's kind of slow, unfortunately. But Dwight Freeney, I still use him. He's on the team. He's great. I don't even have his power up. I need to get it. He's really, really good, though. AP, this card actually isn't that good, but this was one of the best weeks because of the names. And then the Island, Darrell Revis is great. I used him he's still on the team, but he's a backup. He's great, though. This was a big week. Warren Sapp, a lot of people like him, even though defensive tackles aren't used, really. I guess if you're into getting Janikowski, but there's no reason, because literally now, like, the guy I have, Bass, I believe is his last name, is better. He's got more kick power, which is more important in Madden at this point, because you can put focus kicker on. Calvin, biggest name. I remember the drop for this. It was huge. I mean, Ray Lewis, unfortunately, middle linebackers are unusable. If you really wanted Shane Leckler, there's your punter. Shane Leckler, of course, is one of the greatest of all time in the punting position, but it's not really worth it. Aaron Rodgers, of course, that was a big drop. He became best QB. Hester, now this was a questionable drop because the Peppers card wasn't that good, but he's always like one of the best in the game, but he wasn't. And then Mike Allslot, like a fullback was going to come in the game at some point, and Allslot definitely deserved it. He's probably the best fullback, if not second, and I think having him was great. It's just not exciting. Devin Hester was exciting because of his speed, but his catching was low. So it's like he's almost unusable, and then he's a kickoff returner, and that's 2 days after is the day they took out kickoffs. So it was kind of pointless. And we already went through these three, and my favorite out of all three is probably still Sean Taylor, even though I don't have him, but it's just because I like him. But I can't use him because I just don't. I don't have the coins, and it's not worth it. And yeah, that concludes it for this video. I think overall the 50 program is great. There definitely were some improvements. I would like to have seen Peyton Manning, maybe another Steelers player because I'm a Steelers fan, Terry Bradshaw, because he's always been good and mad when he's in it. And the only player, actually, there's one more player I request that he should have been. It should have been Dry Archer. He was 2016 Madden Mobile, best running back in the game. Wasn't even close. I had him on my team. I got him the first the game started. He was incredible. Obviously, I don't even think he plays anymore, but he was so good. Like, and the 50 was about the best 50 Madden players. So I feel like he should have been in there, but he wasn't. I guess it's because it was a 1 year thing they messed up with. He was just glitched. But yeah, I'll be back again today with the Legends video that will come out. It'll be just going over the new Legends. That's really it. Alright, peace.